welcome to the Heavy Set podcast. We're enjoying the conversation. We hope you guys are too. And I'll do a JP now. Please like, share, subscribe, and interact as well. It's all well and good us bloody talking to each other. And I think we could prattle on indefinitely forever. But I think the thing that we are trying to create is a wider community of conversation where we can all edify each other, bring out the best in each other with the odd butt slap here and there. So yeah, get stuck in, get involved, and please share ideas. And it kind of gives us food for thought.
You slapping our butts?
Listen, I don't mind a butt slap.
Okay. All right.
Like,
Cool.
Sometimes dudes need to butt slap each other. Come on. 80s style.
Yeah.
In a completely encouraging kind of way. And I'm honest and open about that. So today's conversation, chaps, on the subject of training, I would say that we kind of fit within a similar category. Kind of we're men north of 40. And I think it's fair to say that we prioritize our health and our fitness. Is that fair to say?
Yep.
JP, I know we've trained like hard together. I think you can learn a lot about a man when you go for a grueling workout. And what I can say absolutely is you don't mind pushing hard. You don't mind the pain. And you love the pump, right?
Bring it.
We're still talking about training, right?
Yeah. Where's the butt slap?
You just wait there. Simon, look at your credentials, look at your past, look at your pedigree. From high-level sprinter, dabbling in amateur boxing and smashing it in natural bodybuilding. I think it's fair to say that you're a man that doesn't mind a little bit of hard work either. Cool. So what I'd like to do today, I think we should use today to kind of get a little bit more insight into not just the training histories, but I know kind of what you've been up to in terms of your training. But across your training span, what are the key methodologies, the key training types that you hold dear to your heart and that you'd encourage others to get involved in? JP, seeing as you do all of the questions and never give any of the answers, I'm going to shoot for you first.
Go for it, bro. Right, so
hit it.
All right. Let me just...
Delicious.
Very delicious.
Sparkly.
So, all right, let me try and break it down for me. So why I do the things I do, a couple of reasons. Mm-hmm. My kids, for me, and for work. Mm-hmm. So starting reverse, work-wise, you'll see a bit of a biography of me. I'm a cop. I don't run on the streets as much as I used to or should do, but I still do it. I also do a little bit of TV, just a tiny bit, where I do run about. So it's quite important for me to be physical, to be present, and to just know what my body can do, because at any point, I just have to do it. I have to use it. Then for me, you said it a little while back, I like to look good naked, bro.
Yo.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, Amen. Right? You could be on holiday looking good naked, be next to your woman, be like, hello, I'm here.
Amen.
Right? And just you feel good within yourself. And then the other side is just for the kids. Like we are, like you said, north of 40 and they're not approaching our age just yet. They're speeding up towards their peak. And we're speeding away from our speed. We're slowing away from our peak, right? So you need to try and match their energy levels.
I love that. Just
be healthy, be fit. So those are the reasons why. What I do now is a combination of everything, right? I think we've all spoken about it.
Yep.
Cardio is a thing. Boring. Treadmill. Who cares about that? Like, cardio is not a thing for me. That I just want to stay on the bike, on the rower. Oh my goodness. Like, it's probably the most boring thing I'll ever do in my life.
Right.
If you like it, you like it. If you find the time to do it, if you think it's the most important thing in your life, sure, I get it. I prefer cardio in different forms. So sports, for instance. So you said doing running, like literally just going out there to go for a run. Perfect. Playing sports, like I just about get out and do a little bit of rugby here and there, but I get the knocks and the bumps and the bruises.
How's the recovery these days?
Not great, if I'm going to be honest. I'm better at the bar in rugby than I am on the actual pitch, right? So that's my kind of cardio. Weights has been a thing for, let's just say 30 years of my life. Like I said, picked it up. My dad used to be a bodybuilder. He's no longer around. So I saw him and how big he was, how strong.
Oh, wow.
I was down to the weights. So I was like, got to pick those up. So weights is part and parcel of my day to day. I train between, if I can fit it in, 3 to 5 times a week. And that will always include a push, a pull, and a leg session. Nice and easy.
Okay.
Nice and balanced. I do like a deadlift. That is my thing.
That's your lift.
That's my lift.
All right, come on. Let's put the viewers out of their misery, JP. We've got to talk numbers. We're going to have some lifters listening in. So where are we at? Let's talk.
Where are we at now?
PBs. Let's talk all time.
Okay.
Let's talk current. So deadlift is the king of the list for you, right?
Yeah, king.
Okay, all-time PB. And I think I know the number. What's your all-time deadlift PB?
I reached, and this is maybe 10 years ago when I was fit, healthy and strong and had an ego that just matched my level of brain capacity. No, that's not right. No, I think I pushed one. Pull 255.
That's good luck.
That's just a nice, you know what? It's a comfortable, a good lift, a strong lift.
I think that's
good.
That's got to put you in, what do you reckon the percentage of humans on planet Earth that will ever lift, regardless of weight, that will ever deadlift 255 kilos? I bet it's not that many. I bet only 5% of the humans on the planet. Maybe I'm doing you a disservice. Maybe.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
That's an accolade. Fair play.
But it was for me. It was not, and unfortunately, I say those days, we're not that old, but it wasn't filmed. It wasn't streamed. I couldn't put it anywhere. So I've got no, apart from my boy, and he'll talk me up. He's not even here now. So yeah, sure. Right, he's on holiday. Cheems, big shout out to you. Big shout. He'll tell you. But that was a day, and I thought, strong, manly.
Fantastic.
Use the belt and everything, man. The chalk the straps,
lots of
the
screaming.
noise.
Did you drop the barbell?
No,
didn't put it down carefully.
Come on, no, I dropped. Of course I did. So everyone
to know what you just done.
In the gym knew I lifted it.
Big deadlifter.
So that's me. That's
okay, so I'm getting you're a strength-based recreational lifter that enjoys the challenge of pushing hard.
That doesn't like cardio.
I
don't mind running, but I don't.
Oh, well, that's okay. So running's cardio, so we can live with that. And something else I picked up, I didn't know that your dad was a bodybuilder.
He was.
That's cool, man.
Mr. Mauritius. He was.
Was he really?
Yeah, Mr. Mauritius.
Big up JP's.
Yeah,
what's your dad's name?
Edouard. Which is Edward. But yeah, he's no longer with us. But a couple of pictures.
That's a cool
bit of hero worship. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like sub 8% body fat, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So, I know a bit about your sport. I ain't going to pretend that I am an expert.
He's from good stock, this guy. He's from good
genetics
stock.
work.
Yeah, there you go. You've been blessed. Fair play. Thank you for sharing, man. Simon, same question to you, man. So I know you've been in and around various gyms and rings and all sorts of different things. What are your staples? What are your health and fitness staples in terms of your performance, your body's ability to output?
Performance. Do you know what? We all kind of like mark everything out by performance anyway, right? So especially the male side of it, it's about what you lift, how many you can do.
Yeah.
And actually, it is a selfish, personal kind of thing as well, right? Because it's an ego thing, and we're all quite egotistical as men when it comes to strength and what we can do. So I think when you're hitting certain targets, certain reps, weights, you generally feel good.
Yeah,
right. You feel and you feel more like a man. Right?
More grr.
These things are good for testosterone.
For sure.
To be honest with you, right? Because, I know as you get older, a lot of people have always, a lot of people suffer from low testosterone levels. I've never had that problem, but then I've always lifted weights. I've always done, and strength has been really important to me. So as much as I did a lot of other sports when I was younger and when I was first starting out, the weight training has become a real passion because it's the weight training. You mentioned like cardio and stuff, right? But it's the weight training that sculpts a physique. So if you grew up in a comic book era, looking at all the comic books, right? Or you grew up and we've mentioned these before, but you grew up like watching Stallone in like, Rocky and Rambo, right?
Yeah.
And that was for me, that I was like, that's the physique I want. That's it, right? So there's been an element of, as much as we worry about the weight we're lifting, there was an element when I did the bodybuilding. It wasn't so much even because some of the guys I was training with, they were like world champion power lifters and this and they were like they're lifting 300 kilos.
Jeez,
right?
crazy.
And these are natural guys, but they were British champions, world champions, something. So I put myself in the deep end. Right? So the guys I teamed up with to train with, getting in the gym 6 o'clock every morning, were guys that were competing to break world records
Yeah.
and win world titles in powerlifting, right? So, yeah, where I was measuring my strength, I was just trying to catch up or be close, right? So I think one of the things I did during that period was I put myself in a really uncomfortable position. I trained with people beyond where I was, right? And probably beyond where I was going to be.
Yeah.
But ultimately that pulled me along differently, right? It's like if you're training to be a sprinter and you're training with people quicker, trying to catch those people is only going to make you quicker.
100%.
When you're the guy out in front all the time, you don't really get quicker.
100%.
Right?
Of course.
So I put myself in the deep end. I trained with world champions. I trained really, people at a high level. And then I was measuring my strength on their strength, which wasn't good. It could have been demoralizing as well. But what I did see is, I never deadlifted before until I was 30. And my technical deadlift was shocking, right? Now, I can remember trying to deadlift like 100 kgs, thinking, this hurts.
Feels like everything.
This is
I'm lifting the world.
No, you got to remember, like this is when I was 30, right?
Yeah,
so then I remember getting a 140 deadlift as well, right? Later on. Thinking, that's it, man, like 3 plates aside, right? I'm doing this, right? Next target was the 180. You do the 180.
Yeah.
And then I go all the way on to, I remember when I was doing natural bodybuilding, we used to do kind of meetups where a lot of the guys that were training for the competition stuff would all get together and you'd have different groups. You'd go off and do different things, right? And it was pretty cool. You made some really good friends, some nice guys in the world of natural bodybuilding. But I remember we were doing 200 kg challenges on deadlift. Just who can do the most.
Brutal.
Yeah.
So go on, SI. We're talking deadlift challenge.
Yeah.
We know that JP's got a 255 PB, but you were doing 200 kilo deadlift challenges.
Yeah.
How many? What's your rep max PB at that?
Do you know? I actually think I have a video on my Instagram.
Come on,
smashed it.
I think I did 12 reps at 200.
Sheesh.
That's naughty.
That's not. That's easy.
Naughty. We like measurables, right?
Yeah, that ain't easy.
For anyone that's deadlifted. So repping deadlifts is a serious thing. Hitting double figure reps at any weight is a lot, least of all 200.
If you want to pass out pretty quick.
Yeah. I think half that number.
For sure.
But and I think I've actually got that video. So that's,
we've got to find it.
Does
that constitute cardio, by the way?
It might be a little bit.
It's cardio. No,
I think that constitutes cardio.
Tell you what,
you're working your heart. That's for sure.
The heart rate.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
So that was, but that's when we would all get together and it was like, there was the challenges were going on. Right?
I like that.
But the 200 kilos always stayed that's my target now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have to look back and go, damn, at 30, 100 kilos was tough. I'd never done it before, right? I'd never really lifted weights properly until turning 30. So by the time I was, say, 37, to be able to rep out 200 kilos.
That's a big gain.
It's impressive.
In a 7-year period. But it does show that kind of with the right mindset and belief, you can do it.
Good achieve.
I've kind of, one of the things...
and the people around you too.
Absolutely,
so they pushed you, right?
But that goes back to putting yourself in uncomfortable positions, right? I could have gone in the gym, trained on my own. I like training on my own, to be fair. I've always been a bit of a loner like that, so I can train on my own quite hard. But that would have been the easy option.
Yeah.
I knew the way to improve and the way to win things was to put myself in the uncomfortable.
In that zone.
Right? And not be afraid of that.
I like that.
Right? And that's what I did. And I think that's an element of my personality has always been a little bit like that. You know what? I'm probably definitely a frustration to my wife on the fact that I never do it the easy way. I never pick the easy option.
Yeah.
If it's hard, that's normally the way I do it.
I like that.
And that's like a personality trait that's probably not good.
I don't know, Simon.
No, but you've run from that personality, right?
I think that ability to move towards challenge, I don't know. I reckon that's a superpower, mate. As jarring as it could be for your wife.
Well, I think if someone says, you know what, that business would be really difficult. I'm like, I'll give it a go.
Okay. Can veer into the self-destructive sometimes, maybe a little bit.
Absolutely.
I like that.
And I don't know why I've got that mindset, but that's the kind of mindset I have. I like to almost prove that, it can be done. I do it.
Exactly.
And even if I fail once, I'll try again the second time.
I'm getting resilient. I'm getting able to overcome. That's interesting, boys. So I think listening to you, Simon, because I'm getting put yourself in the right environment.
Yeah,
To bring out the best in you. Be happy to be humbled as well. I said that to someone the other day. Like, too many of us want to be the winner of whatever situation that we're in.
Yeah, we do.
When actually, when you pivot it round, and like, do you know what? I don't mind being the underdog here. Rocky analogy. Actually, it can bring out some fantastic stuff.
Yep.
Like JP, you've just articulated that the younger version of yourself could move some serious tin in the gym. 255 is no joke. Top 5%. I'm giving you that mantra.
Thank you very much.
That's impressive. But boys, JP, you mentioned that was a decade ago. Simon, you're deadlifting these weights at 37 or whatever. In the passage of time with the experiences that you've got, I'm sure whoever's watching this, our listeners, our viewers, they're going to be of a wide range of ages. And some of them are going to be those young guns that are full of hormones and wanting to take on those challenges. And I hope that some of those stories inspire them. But some of the listeners are going to be the other end of the scale. Like, okay, so maybe I could do that thing then. And actually, I still want to refine my fitness, but not sure where to start. What does fitness for you look like now at the age of 40? How old are you again, JP?
42.
42. And Simon, 48?
Yeah, 48 in November, 47, yeah.
So talk to me about the tweaks and the changes, man. Currently, what is it? What's changed between the 255 JP and the JP that I see sitting before me now?
I mean, it's 250 now. Do you know what I'm saying, bro?
My
It's
man.
not too fun.
My man.
I still could hit the weights. Yeah.
You know what? He could have waited to say that.
He could have waited.
He could have waited to say
Ain't
that.
changed that.
Coming out now.
Ain't changed that much.
Come on, bro.
It's just, yeah.
Listen, I'm 5 kilos lighter, bro.
Just
5
context,
kilos lighter.
to weight ratio you said before, innit?
Go on,
Right?
JP.
No, it's just there's more straps, right? More recovery, less reps.
More ibuprofen.
Yeah, more ego, more of those smelling salts, everything that needs to get going, more music. No, what's changed is understanding that I'm not just going to the gym just to do that workout, just to lift that weight or just to run that quick. I'm doing it for a purpose. So I've got to fit a life around the gym rather than fit the gym around my life.
Come on.
So life is full of everything, like we always talked about, right? It's more difficulties with responsibilities. Like kids, no joke, right? You can't just go to have your kid for an hour and then just go off and have your life, right? That's what you do for the gym, or that's what you do for your workout. 45 minutes an hour, you're away from your normal life. However, your normal life is the thing. So for me, what's changed is I have to fit my fitness around that. And I have to fit everything in terms of recovery, lifting heavy and stupid, which doesn't happen anymore, focusing more on the rep range, focusing more on how the stretch feels, lowering the weight, but then still being able to get up, go to work, get up, look after the kids, get up and still have some free time just to speak to you boys or to just go out and have some friends. So fitness is important to me, but I'll give that time and that time alone to it. I'll live healthily because, like I said to you before, it's important for my work, professionally speaking. It's important personally for me, for the look, and it's important for my kids and just being able to move around. So I'll do a little bit less, but I do it at a certain time and then I'll just get on with things.
I like that. I'm hearing not training like it's the last day on earth.
You can't.
I'm
It's not realistic. No. And if anyone, like you put it quite correctly, I guess we've built up to where we are right now. Someone that's listening to this or watching this may have never done it, may have never gone for a run, may have never even gone for a long walk that's more than 10 or 15 minutes to the tube or to the train. And they'll listen to us and go, well, this doesn't interest me whatsoever. I've got other important stuff in my life to do. Why am I going to listen to these three guys that clearly take care of themselves and clearly focus on the gym, where all I need to really do is go to work, come home, look after my partner, look after my kids? Like, how does that resonate with me? And I will tell them right now it resonates because those are the important things to me. And then the gym or the workouts just support that lifestyle. You don't have to do a lot. You have to do something. And that something, hopefully, that gets through to the wider community and they can just move a little bit more.
I like that. I often have those conversations with clients, prospective clients, friends, family that lean in for advice. And a barrier is often time. I've got this to do. So I can't invest in my health and fitness. When the reality is we've all got moving parts in our life. And the thing that I always say to that person is you should look at your fitness journey not like an expense, but like an investment. So you invest that energy and you get a return on that. You get more energy back. And the more capacity that you have for that output, the more that you invest in that pursuit, the more capacity you have for output going forward. So spending that time enables you to kind of be better at all of those things that are important. Because health and fitness isn't just about deadlifting 255 or 250 currently.
Yeah, 250 currently.
Remember the current. Remember the current.
Yeah. Come on, man. I've lost 5 kilos as well. So it's kind of the same way.
The sharpness and the drive to invest in everything that's important across your life.
100%.
So that's quite powerful.
100%.
Brother Simon, your time. So 200 kilos for 12 reps at 37.
No joke.
I think you're probably in that 5% category. Probably.
I can do 10 now.
Well, this guy's no joke. Maintaining is gaining. This is my guy. That's why I like hanging around with this fella. What is training for you? What adjustments have you had to make during the passage of time?
So
something that our listeners and viewers can learn from your experiences.
Obviously, right, I have a lot of aches and pains.
I hear that.
Now, a lot of that is, that's damage I've done over the years of doing all the, track and field I did, playing rugby, boxing especially, right? I've got arthritis in the neck, fingers, bad elbow, dislocated shoulders over the years, hamstring tendon in the back of my knee. I snapped that quite badly sprinting. So I get tendonitis, and all these aches and pains. And this is, I've actually developed all that for trying to be fit over the years. Right? So it's not.
You've hurt yourself trying to heal yourself.
But what it means is the way I train now, I train around the aches and pains. I try not to aggravate things. I try to do what works. And look, weight training, you can do that, right? It allows you to find exercises that work for you, routines that work for you, right? And then, I also switch up. Like this week, I've been doing a volume week, right? Where I'm doing like 10 times 10, a lighter weight. It's more cardio driven.
Yeah.
Okay. So for context for anyone, so that is you're intentionally dropping the load on the bar.
Absolutely.
And you're pushing the amount of reps that you do instead.
But what you will find is you hurt more the next day because you've suddenly done something that you haven't done for a while, right? So I like switching it all up. But I'm in a good place now because I'm training at home.
Yep.
I know you do the same.
Yep.
Genuinely, I train my wife, which is quite nice. Bit of a social thing with the two of us, right? It's at home, so we don't have to worry. Kids can be in the other room. Yep. Genuinely, my sessions take between 35 and 40 minutes,
nice.
Right? And I will pretty much do a minimum of 3 sessions a week, sometimes 4 on the weights, right? And then I do another little thing. There's a little run I do around the block, right? Which is like, takes me like a minute and a half, but I do it full out. It used to take me 2 minutes. I'm down to, it's a minute 40 it takes me, right? So I've come down 20 seconds because I was trying to get back into the sprinting, kept getting a few injuries. And then it was like, right, okay, well, let's do something a little bit more intense but longer to strengthen everything up, the ankles and everything else, right? So done that. Now I've been doing a little bit of sprinting again, been taking the kids over local park. We've been doing some sprint drills. I've been doing all the stuff I used to do with them to try and get them running properly, get some speed in their legs and stuff like this. It's just good fun, right? But it's also good for them to be doing that stuff as well, right? I like that. So we're doing it as a family. Wife's doing it. She's even sprinting again now, right? And then we're all waking up next morning going, damn,
like
muscle is that?
That's hurting, right?
Yeah. And so that's kind of how I do it. So I'm quite laid back with it. Yeah. Right? I want my training, I want to enjoy my training. I'm serious when I do it. Right? I have to say that because my wife was listening to it. She's like, no, sorry. that 35 minutes, 40 minutes that you're training, there's no personality. It's like literally
head down.
It's like get your back straight, pull your chest forward. But I'm quite a technical driven person.
The drill
right? So I'm making sure if it's her or the kids or anyone's like, no, if you're going to lift, you lift properly.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
But, the technique is really important. That's one of the things I've learned over the years. So, sometimes I look back and go, I remember lifting all those weights for all those reps, bouncing the bar off the floor and doing all this, doing all that.
Curved spine.
It's completely, absolutely right. It's completely different now. I'm much more technically driven. I'm much slower with the weight. I'm moving more sensibly. But you know what? I've had the injuries over the years and I've realised you've got to train properly.
Yeah.
Right.
But we've mentioned it before, right? Maintaining is gaining.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing for me is as long as I'm still trying to lift those weights, right? Even if it's for less reps, whatever it be, and we joke about it. But the big thing is, as long as I can pull certain weights, I'm still quite happy.
Yeah,
I like that.
So if I think back to when I was 30, I might not be able to run as quick as I could at 30, right? But I can definitely lift more than I can.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I can definitely lift more than what I could at 20.
Yeah.
So that's quite a nice feeling to know that actually over the years, over those decades, because I'm slightly below 50 now, right? So I'm that's a big number. It's a scary number as well, because you start thinking, damn, I potentially, that's 50% of my life has gone.
Yeah, you live forever.
What's the average lifespan? So what's Harry's got to be about 80? What do you reckon? 80 years old?
That's even more.
Yeah, maybe 80.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the closest to that number.
But through your health choices, Simon, I'm in no doubt you're going to hit a century.
But you know what it is, right? The worry is life's about enjoying life, right? So as you get older, you still want to enjoy your family. You want to run around with your kids. You want to be able to, do things you used to do in the same way.
Yeah.
Right. And you might have the aches and pains and everything else, but you still want to be able to be capable of doing these certain things. What you don't want to do is get to 50, get to 60, not be able to do stuff, not be able to live life to the full, not be able to go on holiday and take a long walk along the seafront, right? Just because you're not fit enough to do it.
I like that.
Right. So if I can live the rest of my life still feeling healthy and strong and fit, that's probably one of the main things for me. Because as you get older, you do get scared.
Yeah.
That you're getting closer to more problems, more issues.
Of course.
Not being able to do things, right? And I think it's that little bit of fear now of getting older that's making me train hard when I do train.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be more purposeful with your movements.
But I don't sacrifice life for my training, right?
No.
It's not like I've done that before. Don't get me wrong, right? When I was doing the bodybuilding, it's a really selfish sport, right? So I was at that gym at that time every day, doing those sessions every day. Everything was planned out. Diets planned out. What I'm doing is a very, very selfish sport. But now I'm quite relaxed with it, right? I've got the gym set up at home. I can train at home. I can train when I want. I don't have to train dead on 6 o'clock. I can train quite often. I train gone 8. Quite often kids have gone to bed.
Yeah.
Fit around your
I do
lifestyle.
some training.
Yeah.
I don't get up, the gym's there, but I don't get up early in the morning to do it because it's quite nice to just,
have some sleep, feel recovered.
Absolutely,
That's a nice pivot. I think what I'm getting from that, Simon, is an hour a day, 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
To, let's give him some props.
Yeah.
Approaching, closer to 50 than not.
Half a century still doing what you're doing.
This is what I mean.
Yeah,
so it's just kind of, that's evidence to anyone kind of watching that it doesn't take that much time to invest in a solid outcome. So credit to you for that. And I'm also getting the integration of that health pursuit with the family. Just kind of, it's no longer a barrier. It's not something you're doing. And I've benefited from having been able to train from home. To incorporate the people that you love into that pursuit and share that value time.
Couples that train together. So, what you were saying, just really quickly, maybe I know we're pressed for time.
Yeah, right? We are. But go on.
So a couple of times, when I've either dated someone or not, being able to train with that person is fantastic. Or even just being able to train with a female, for instance. But what I've always had, and I don't know if this is something that you've experienced, but if you were to train with a female and they've seen you in the gym, be strong, be fast and everything else, training these big weights, and they're like, oh, all I do is focus on cardio. I don't want to lift these weights with you guys because I'm going to be just as big and as strong. And you turn around to them and goes, it's taken me 15 years to get these biceps, by the way. I don't know if you found that. Because I certainly have. I'm just I'm confused by it.
I work with both guys and girls.
Yeah.
And as I've explained before, and I'm a big numbers guy, so kind of kilos on the bar, kind of paces out on the road, paces on the... That's how we need measurables. You assess your progress by actual measurables, not subjective, I feel this way, I look that way.
Yeah.
Let's see if you're doing any better by actually putting you to the test. And I use that to... encourage both guys and girls to get towards their health outcomes. Interestingly, every now and again, I receive a little bit of friction from my female clientele when I try and push them
Yeah.
into weightlifting because it's normally I want to look this way.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to use strength training as one of those tools because it's important for everyone. And we'll talk about the reasons why in a minute. But often a barrier for many of my female clients and prospective female clients or friends or family that I encourage into picking up barbells is this common misconception. You just touched on it. I don't want to get bulky. Now, Simon, how old was you when you picked up your first barbell?
Probably 30.
30 years old. Okay, so 30 years old. So it's still some time.
Yeah,
still like a
probably.
couple of
I did
decades.
little bits of weight training like before.
Through your athletics career.
Through the athletics and other things, but nothing like
over a couple of decades of weight
serious,
training.
you know?
JP, how much lifting have you got under your belt?
About 30 years.
About
Shy of 30
worth
years,
of lifting. So if just by picking up a barbell, you would become giant, by now, after 30 years of it, you'll be
I'll
Mr.
be
Universe,
huge, yeah.
right? To the point
Like
that
I said, my ego.
this is it.
I wouldn't be able to fit myself in. My ego fits the room though. But
So for the benefit of any lady, and I feel like the conversations are often male-centric around
Yeah.
this table, and I think it's important to broaden that. So any to women that are considering a pursuit of health and fitness, cardio isn't everything. If you're using that as your tool to kind of get yourself into a certain shape, fit into that dress, don't be scared of weight training because guys like yourself have been in this game for 30 years, much like me, Simon, a couple of decades, and none of us are giants. As much as we've tried to be huge.
no,
it's
not
as
at all.
easy as
Not
that.
at all.
And we have that benefit of having high testosterone levels, which enables us to grow that musculature. So for a woman who's naturally low, women there's no absence of testosterone. Women, they have testosterone too, but it's just not the hormonal balance. It's not that environment to grow massive. So don't be scared, girls. Don't be scared to lift. Now,
100%. So do some deadlifts.
Do you know what? It's an interesting one, right? Because my wife used to be really cardio focused.
yeah.
Right. She only started weight training really because of me, right?
Yeah.
And I'd always be going, no, you need to weight train.
Yes.
Right? Weight train. You know, this is, and like she gets it completely now. Like I've heard her say multiple times, oh, those years of cardio, so wasted. Now, there's a few things to that. One, she'll often say that she wouldn't have been confident enough to go in the gym on her own and start deadlifting. Also, she didn't know how to deadlift.
Yeah.
Right? So the fact that, I mean, really and truly, when she was training with me a little bit in the gym, but when it really started properly, it's probably COVID, where suddenly it's like, we need to get some gym equipment at home. Right? And we were very fortunate. We managed to get some, friend of mine, Steve, owns Primal Strength, right? Bit of a shout out to them.
There we go.
But,
Big up Primal Strength.
he looked
10%
after
come
me. He looked after me during COVID, right? But we slowly got barbells, more barbells, weights, a bench, and then we got like the everything, right? Commercial rack, the whole lot, and she was just. We had a little like rubber kind of workout bar, which the kids are all using now, to be fair, right? And a little bit of weight on the end of there, and then a little bit more. Then we got like a 7.5 kilo kind of Olympic bar, the 15 kilo bar. We've got a 20 kilo. Like, she's deadlifting over 100 kilos now.
Strong numbers.
Brilliant.
But she looks different because it goes back to what I was saying a minute ago, right? The one thing, if you want to sculpt a physique, right, man or woman, you have to weight train.
Yeah.
That's the only way you sculpt a physique. And the way it was once said to me a long time ago was, you've got to picture it like, you've got like a slab of wood and you've got your chisel and your hammer, right? And to sculpt that model you're trying to sculpt, it takes time and effort, right? And that's what it is when you're trying to sculpt a physique. So when I was doing like the natural bodybuilding, that's what you have to do, right? The art of that and the aim of that is you're only going to win if you can sculpt a physique. And there's all these elements you have to get right to do that. But that's what weight training does. It slowly chips away at the edges until eventually you're left with the kind of finished result.
Yeah, I agree. And I think even simpler than that, and this is for guys and girls, the more muscle you have on your frame, the higher your metabolism. So muscle is very metabolically expensive. So to maintain it, it takes a lot of calories and a lot of processing power, of course, to hold on to it. And I say that to say this. This is particularly female-centric, and to those ladies that are perhaps a little bit reticent or a little bit on the fence about how hard they want to push their strength training. often that aesthetic goal, I want to feel better about how I look, I want to fit into this dress. What you're actually saying is you want to weigh less, but probably you want less body fat.
Yeah.
The more muscle you have, the more of a metabolic furnace you have in your body, the more calories you're going to burn when you're doing nothing.
Yeah.
So the more muscle you have, the less work you have to do to stay smaller. And I think that's what a key thing is. And it's good to see. I was at a fitness competition the other day, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of the women were in better condition than the men. I think times are definitely changing.
Big time. It's great to see, by the way.
It's fantastic to see.
Yeah.
The physiques
Superb to see.
Off the chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, like big up Turf Games. It was a real kind of
10% off coming up.
I love that. It's a real snapshot of where female fitness currently is.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes, depending, generationally speaking, there can be a little bit of resistance. I think it's important to encourage our female viewers.
Well, hold on. So we've got, I've got a son and a daughter. That's the same.
I've got two of each.
Yeah, two of each, right? And we want them to be equal in as much as possible, whether that's academically, whether that's physically, whether that's they're doing sports or just anything. Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't want to invest 100% of the time just in your boys and go, no, you guys don't need that, because you find equal value to both of those things, right? Mm-hmm. So why would we or anyone else just go, no, that's only a guy's thing to do? Because it's not, is it? It's for everyone. It's for everyone.
You know, right? I think what's happened is over the years, men and women were separated out.
They were, yeah.
Right? And I look at that because women's magazines were all like this diet, that diet.
That's true.
You know, eat just salad, lower your carbs, you know, all of these. You know, unfortunately,
celery soup,
women had their magazines, and I'm going back now, 80s, 90s magazines.
We're talking about magazines, first of all. What are they?
But women had theirs and men had theirs, right? So we had like Men's Fitness, GQ, all these things, right? Women's Fitness magazine didn't exist back then, right? So we were following all the Weight Think programs. We wanted to look like the Stallones and everybody else. Yeah. And then women were looking at the supermodels, which were just like skinny, tall, right? Unobtainable, really, because unless you wanted to starve yourself, right? You're not going to
get there.
Yeah. And it was even in the music world, it was a little bit like that as well, right? So there was two different sets of icons and two different sets of you need to look like this and you need to look like this. And I think what's happened now, because no man's really found that attractive, right? Let's face it, right? You haven't. You know, you want a woman to look curvy, be strong. And that's a more appealing physique. And, you know, and I think that's probably where the times have changed.
Yeah.
And because of the times have changed now on that outlook, I don't think women fall for those diets in all the magazines and stuff like this now. I think luckily YouTube has created a platform where people can look at somebody and go, I actually like the way they look, so I'm going to listen to them.
Yeah, I like that.
So I think luckily now there are platforms, and sometimes you can say these platforms are good, they're bad and everything else, but I think there's a lot of bad information out there, but there's also a lot of good information out there. I think if you look through it and you find it, people are learning there's much better ways now. And actually, luckily, like you mentioned it, like Turf Games, a lot of women are doing that now, but they're actually clearly training really hard and everything else. Yeah. So I think times are changing. I think it's a positive thing.
I think so. Well, I think that speaks to the power of breadth of imagery, actually. And that is very, very powerful. Chaps, we're going to wrap it up as I'm getting the signal from beyond. But thank you for sharing your insights. Health is wealth. I think we can all take away that it's a pursuit worth investing in, whether you're a guy or a girl. I'm trying to think of JP's wrap-up, so I'll just freestyle my own. So thank you for watching. And in the comments, definitely like, share, but also in the comments, give us some food for thought. What do you want us to discuss? What points are pressing, whether it be health, whether it be relationships, whether it be family. Talk to us, let us know what you want to hear. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
Cheers, boys.